right? And we're live at PlebLab. So I'm OV1. I'm a Taoist Bitcoiner, teaching everybody how to operate both publicly and privately. I'm operating as a pleb, non-developer, code illiterate, just using these tools as best I can, trying to help us all figure out what we're doing. I consider this a play shop. We're just going to play around with this tool and see what works today, because all of this is in beta. So a lot of it breaks in practice. So LNbits, I consider, is one of the most powerful tools that people don't know about existing, let alone how to use all of the tools that come with it. There's like 3 or 4 different ways to access this tool set with varying levels of security and autonomy, like whether you're running it your own self-custodially or you're trusting somebody else and you're paying, or you're doing it for free. So I've got 3 or 4 different options on that scale ready to pull up for you all right here. So this right here, the on-screen version, LNbits as a service, you pay for them to run this instance for you. This is like a mid-level security, like their custodian of the node. You're using their node to run all of these tools. LNbits is effectively a browser-based account manager for your Bitcoin wallets. And I think of it as an on and off ramp. It's not a parking spot. You don't park in a doorway or on an on ramp. You just move through it to other places. You only leave a small amount there. What I like to do for an instance like today, I'm going to create a version on voltage.cloud that's an ephemeral instance that'll last 7 days. Unless we pay for it on an ongoing basis, they will run up a node on their cloud service we can use instead of this ongoing SAA, like software as a service, LNbits, somebody else has spun up. To do it in the most sovereign manner possible, you want to do it on Start 9 with your own hardware, running your own software, and you run LNbits on there at the highest level of security. This is where you evolve to when you're more technical and you're running larger amounts. You're running it as a service for others, and you're a business. Like PlebLab could be running LNbits as a service for us all with Start 9 running on hardware here at the lab. And because we trust them and their reputation, we can rely on them to manage all the liquidity and the security of it, because there are very real security risks with this. With these wallets, the URL is itself the private key. Anyone with that address has access to the account. So it's all they need to steal it is to like see the URL. You have a question?
Well, comment though, in the most recent version, they just allow you to set a password on that as well too.
Yeah, so that enables you can have a username and a password for the latest update, but you don't have to. So you can, that works. Yeah. So if you're creating a whole bunch for other people, say you're like using it as an account manager for your customers, maybe then you don't want to give them a username and a password. But if you're using it for in-house and it's your employees or your family or your friends or PlebLab members, then you might have it with a password and a username that's assigned. So that's one of the interesting things that they are constantly updating. They broke some of the tools when they did the last update, but they gave us some new features with the NFC when they did the update. So it's still evolving very quickly with a number of the extensions aren't even, they're listed, but they're not actually functional yet. They have an extension that teaches us how to make more extensions. So that's some of what, if at the end, maybe we can get it into if some of us want to play with that. What I was hoping to start today and test is what I refer to as cascade payments, because one of the things that happens is any one payment to a business needs to not only go to one other account, it needs to go to 5, maybe 6 categories of accounts to go out to be dispersed to the truckers, to the retail staff, to the owners, to the promotions. So one of the things I was wanting to try to create for us today, I want to use this whiteboard, is I'm going to draft out a SATS flow chart where if a payment goes to an admin account, it then gets distributed to a group of categorized accounts, and then ultimately what I was hoping to do, but wasn't working when I tried to test it yesterday, is give an NFC tag to all of you in the audience. So like 1% of a 1,000 sat payment, you get like 10 sats land on your NFC tag that I gave you when you came in the door. Like I think this will be potentially possible soon. I haven't been able to quite make it work right now. It's a lot of programming because I'd have to create an account for 21 of you, then create an LN withdraw invoice that then I program on to a tag for you. So it's like I can make it a withdraw or an invoice. So like I could pay you or you could pay others with it. So depending on whether you want to spend or receive, I could then give you that tag that my thinking was that what if anyone watching this wanted to sponsor this event and all of us in this play shop, I could post that QR code and sats land in all of our wallets. Some go to Logan, some go to that's running the audio video tech. Some go to Car and PlebLab, that's the host of this event with all the infrastructure for us. You guys participating in the conversation here and taking a turn on stage, a portion goes into your wallet. So I think we can start to set that up, and I just kind of want to like outline some of that sats flow right now on the board and then try to make it work with setting up an instance on Voltage. So I've created a dedicated email account that I'm going to use to spin up a brand new Voltage instance, that then I'm going to spin up a LNbits on that Voltage instance and then try to initiate this sats cascade. So what I was thinking is, so we've got going to an admin account. So from the admin account, one going to AV for the audio video text, one going to the host, to PlebLab, another payment going to myself as the speaker on stage, talent. Could be comedian, could be dancer, could be coach. So we'll just put and then another to audience. So let's say we have an AV, we have capture, edit, PlebLab. Have that as one payment. I'll have that eventually. Same for me here. And how many in the audience? What do we got? 3, 6, 9. So one of the other things that I foresee that I was hoping we could. So there's a couple other extensions that I was hoping to add into this sats flowchart that I really foresee being powerful for a business, in that there's a scrub extension that anonymizes and forwards it. It's kind of like a mail forwarding wallet. So we could like have that hides the final destination for the split payments that it forwards to. So we could put that one in front. And then another feature that there is an extension allows for overflow. So when a lightning balance in this extension passes a threshold, it then goes to a designated on-chain wallet. So for like your savings account, so this is like your cash register for retail sales. Whenever your, say 10% going into your savings goes into this overflow account, when that 10% goes over $500, that automatically sends $500 on chain to your, say Sparrow wallet that you're going to be like washing before you put into your cold card. So like just as a cleaning protocol. So I see this as a way for when a business has known costs, to apportion all of the payments to physical expenses, labor expenses, operational admin expenses, and then put a portion directly into savings. Any, we'll put a percent or two, like leave a percent for routing fees. Probably a good idea. One of the tricks and challenges I understand on LNbits is you can only empty 99% of the balance in a wallet at one transaction. So like when we're doing these split payments, we want it to only add up to 99, not 100, just to allow for some routing fees along the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and move us into the, has anybody here ever spun up a voltage node? Half the room, a little bit less. So this is relatively easy. I suggest it as a ephemeral node that like you use for a pop-up event, for a weekend, for a test run. That's what it's kind of, it's a developer sort of testing platform to use it for 7 days free like this. So they have a 7-day free trial here for us on voltage. And when we create this, we can then add BTC Pay Server that I think is a whole nother day's workshop that I'm hoping maybe we'll have in a next month car. They just released a physical workbook for us all to learn how to use BTC Pay Server. It's a really powerful tool I'd love to work through with all of us, maybe next month this time. That'd be fun. So I'm going to go ahead. I spun up a dedicated email address for this because I think just as a security protocol, so it's a good idea to isolate our usernames and emails. I just have to remember what I created now. Let's see, what did I even call it? Let's see, where did I fucking put it? I thought I saved it in here. Oh, I need to create one. Never. Forgive my using LastPass. I know there's better versions. I haven't changed everything over yet. I'm lazy sometimes. When I finally have a node running start 9, I'll start using Bitwarden on there and do it right. You can even, I understand, issue your own one-time passwords for like 2FA through there, which will be really cool. Oh, LNbits pleb. Yep. Yeah. It's kind of like Proton Mail, but Belgium, I think, instead of Swiss. After Proton Mail rug pulled me, I had 7 Proton Mail accounts, and on one of them, I decided to try their VPN service for a month, and then I turned it off. And when I quit paying, they kept on billing me and canceled all 7 of my Proton Mail accounts. I lost all of my Proton Mail email without paying. Like they extorted me to keep their VPN once I started. So like this is a version similar that you only get so many free ones per like backup email. So like I have dozens of emails, so it's easy enough. Yeah, that's the other thing is Proton Mail like supposedly like gave up a bunch of personal data when subpoenaed. So I thought I'd save that. Yeah, I'm still mourning losing paywithmoon.com. I knew it was too good to last. I had no explanation how it worked in the first place. Hello? Must be 6 characters, what I do. Yeah, I think it is Purism-based hardware that they're selling. It's top notch. So it's like, yeah, they're Hey, wait a minute, this is the wrong one. This is the bits I spun up yesterday. I've done this a few times now. Where did it go? It's not even in there. What the fuck? I should know it. It's not the right one. I saved it in there. Why the fuck's it not there? Maybe I copied it. Nope, I lost it. Fucker. You guys know where I can pull up my bulletin board? I copied it and fucking saved it. Pain in the ass.
Clipboard?
Yeah, yeah.
Was it a generated password?
I copied it though into my clipboard when it generated it. Oh yeah, it would be in there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if it's a sensitive password, you might want to do this off the
It's not. It's just for this instance.
Is Bitwarden, if you
Let's see.
generate a password, there's a history that you can go through.
Okay, yeah. Where did it go? Where the fuck did it go? Should be able to pull it up here.
Are you using LastPass?
Yeah. Yeah, here it is.
I think they have the same thing.
April 6th. Probably this one. Nope. I'm so ready for Nostr Wallet Connect to be everywhere. I'm so tired of passwords and emails. All right, finally. Got a new node. Lightning node. So in voltage, you have a choice. And we're just going to go with a lightning node right now. We don't need to run a full node. One of the concepts that I found accurate is that you're not a first-class citizen unless you're running a full Bitcoin node, because it's not your confirmation if it's not your node. Like you don't, and other people are watching, and you're not really verifying it if it's not your own hardware running your software. We all should strive for it. What's that?
I said, preach, brother.
We can strive for it. Like we're I can't claim first class Bitcoin citizenship. It's like I'm too much a nomad. It's why I have to use voltage. This is like stair step along the way to sovereignty. But let's see, where did it go? Mainnet standard. Okay. Let's name it LNbits plebs. So,
Yeah, so you at that point you might as well.
if I can do that. Get out of my way, fucking Google. See if I just lost that.
What are you doing right now?
Spinning up a lightning node on voltage. So the next step is now that I've just created a voltage account, I just spun up a lightning node, and now it's about to open so I can add LNbits to it. And then we can dive into the extensions. I can go into Legends here, and we'll just create a new wallet. So this is running on Ben Ark's node. We can't count on it because he's the true Bitcoiner, and he wants us to be more sovereign and not depend on his node, and he doesn't want any of our sats on his device. So he turns it off randomly at any point in time. So just, be prepared. Like this is for test purposes only. I found his timing was spot on. There was a solar punk festival that I was going to use LNbits to do the streamer co-pilot live stream from the stage for 3 days. And he turned it off that weekend randomly. It just didn't work. So let's see what I'll name it. Okay, so now we're into this is legend, and they're doing the username password if I wanted it, but we don't need to do any of this with the account settings. This would be more for if you're doing this for your employees and you're assigning them a username or password or membership to PlebLab, that's sort of a closed sort of loop. Don't need to though, you could just assign this and practice with it. So these are all the extensions. The streamer copilot here at the top is the one I was trying to use for that concert that failed miserably. Not now. Yes, we want to open a channel. I'm trying to, like, now we're going to need some liquidity for this to actually work, because like the test run, we're going to actually like send some sats around here. And they will give us some initial liquidity without us having to load any sats on there. That's what they're doing right now is they're opening a channel to this brand new node. I'm going to go ahead and start LNbits over here. This is where BTC pay server would be started, and then these other Thunderhub and Terminal Web are more for managing your node when you're running it long term. That's getting a little beyond my level of capability. I passed the buck to somebody else at that point. So it's now provisioning LNbits to let us do the same thing here, or that we're seeing on Ben Ark's node. We'll be able to run on our own. So of these, out of all of them, not all of them can be enabled. As we get down here to the bottom, the calendar isn't. Let's see, Master, Hivemind, Relay, admin only. This, not sure what it takes to be admin. Like this Noster Relay and Noster Client, like I don't know, Scrub, oh, it lets me enable. We'll go ahead and add that. And then it adds it over here. So I'm going to add of these, we want a user manager to manage all of the accounts. And then we'll create an account for everybody here in that user manager. In front of the multi-split payment, here, where is it? This one, we'll put the scrub. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a payment go to the scrub account that forwards to the split payment account that then forwards to all of the accounts in the user manager. I'm going to go to the user manager now and create some new users. So we've got PlebLab. And we'll just call it host. We don't need to give them. We could do that same email and username when you create one. You could then assign here in your sub accounts an email and password. If say somebody wanted to create one, you could let them create it. You'd have access because you're putting it in here too, but then they get to decide. Like if I wanted to have right now, let's say Car, give me a username and password. He could type that in and I wouldn't even need to know it necessarily, because whenever I pull it up here, I don't see it. What I can do is I can go down here and this will open a new window. Oh, why'd that not work? Wonder what I did wrong. There. Yeah, so here's now the pleb host for Car, and so I'm of the opinion that capital and infrastructure is 30% of the equation. It takes labor, it takes materials, and it takes idea. And the materials, somebody has to come up with the capital for the tools and the materials. That, I think, is 30% of the equation. This building, the electricity, the internet, these cameras, mics, PlebLab had to pay for. I'm of the opinion they deserve at least 30% for that. So whenever I'm splitting payments out, I suggest 30% go to the host. Another 30% go to tech and talent. So like the labor that's actually recording it, setting up the stream, talking here on mic. Some of that might be like you guys as audience helping with guide some of this is if we decide to. So in the account here, I need to create a pay LN URL for me to set up in the split payments for, there it is, where's LN URL pay. Make reusable LN URL pay links. This is basically a Lightning wallet address that you can turn into a QR code or a URL that you send in any text message in any messenger platform, and then people can pay you at this address. If they have the right app that's integrated with the LN URLs, which like one of the big ones, Strike, I think just finally integrated LN URLs. So it's really nice to be able to use that for there. So you could like literally from your bank account buy sats with Bitcoin on Strike and then pay an LN, one of these LN URL pay invoices to load this up in theory. Might cost a couple days time to get the funds liquid from a bank. Okay, so I'm going to create a new pay link here now for, and we want it to go to the pleb host wallet. We want it for bits play shop. And here it even gives a, because I'm in I'm just testing right now. Actually, I want to go do it on the real one before I get any further into this, because this gives the Lightning address that's Legend, which is still his node. I'm going to do this and see if this all works on the real thing now. Waiting unlock. What's that? Wait unlock. I'll try launch. Oh, that wasn't it. I know I saved it. Motherfucker. I might have locked myself out of the fucking node. I should have pasted it in a note somewhere, motherfucker. Alright, I'm just gonna go with Legends. So it's pretty much the same as we run it. Like that's all the same from there on. It's just like this or on the service. So we're only sending pennies around. It doesn't matter if we run it through voltage or not. I already have this already started too. Okay, so with these, when you do your multi-payments on LNbits, you need to make it a flexible amount. I usually just make a 10 sat minimum and 100,000 sat maximum. And then apparently, if you want to input the Lightning address into the split payments, you need to enable a note with 100+ characters. That's what it says. You can also add these webhooks and messages and like a landing page after someone makes this payment if you wanted. I'm not going to mess with any zaps. That's, I think, part of why it was failing for me yesterday was I was trying to enable Noster zaps with this Lightning address too. So now I have the LN URL pay for the LNbits Play Shop PlebLab wallet. So this is what pulls up here. So if I take this URL from the browser open this on any phone, any device, but if I do it on a phone with NFC capability, then all I do is click this little button here. And you don't notice till you hover over it, it says write to NFC. If you have a phone with NFC capability, it will take this LN URL pay and put it onto your NFC tag, which is easy. Couldn't be easier. So these, you can just share this URL link for them to pay to this URL, or you can copy it here. I'm going to go ahead and take the PlebLab Lightning address and go back to, I should name this account. Where'd it go? LNbits pleb. All right. Where's my main fucking account? That's the hardest thing about this, is keeping track of all of them. I expect that this user flow will get much easier with some proper scripting and AI eventually taking a lot of this data, because a lot of this is, there's a lot of data collection and input and copying and pasting for all this, and it's a headache. Where the hell is my main account? This is the pleb host. Where's this one? There it is. I should rename this one.
Do you think the Nostr was failing? Because apps are often using Zax.
I don't know why. Like, what was failing for me yesterday was just the split payment. Like I said, I set it up with 20% and 30% and 25% all at once, and like the mail wasn't forwarding for some reason. Like, so I'm hoping today will work a little better. Maybe running it on Legends will work better for me than the voltage node too, if I can get back to where I started. I guess that's not it. Where's my main account? I think I just lost it. That's the thing about these. You close it and you don't save the URL, that wallet's gone. So this is a security feature. All of these, like if I had sent money to this PlebLab at Legend, like all of this, it would have been gone if I hadn't already had this window open. I'm trying to find the admin account that created it though, because this was a sub account and I can't get back to the account that created it, which is interesting. All right, we'll just have PlebLab host as the new one, and we'll add admin under PlebLab. There it is. Okay, so now we'll create one for Logan. I'll call it AV Tech. Too soon. That's fine. What I like to do is this. There we go. So here's Logan. So now in Logan's, I need to create a pay. Enable. And then a new pay link. On to hit the AV wallet. And maybe just one. Okay, so now I got his wallet. I can go here, copy the Lightning address, go back to the PlebLab. Don't have split payments even set up. Has anyone tried this split payments before? Anybody? Have you used it, Topher?
I've looked at it, but I haven't actually.
It's what the Prism payments on Bolt 12 are trying to do in a lot of ways. Like this does the same thing, where you're, but with LN URLs and not needing the Bolt 12.
Yeah, Austin is working a lot on this. Yeah, we was working on it. They're trying to flesh out some sort of specification for doing split payments over Nostr, because there's a lot of negotiation involved. And I'm not sure what LNbits is using to do that negotiation for their split payments. I guess if it's all custodial anyways, they just kind of do it in the database.
Yeah, they do it in 2 steps probably.
What's that?
They probably take the money and then split it and send it out, right?
Yeah, because they can just modify account balances, so
Right.
they're just splitting internally. I don't
Whereas
know
on
if they can
Nostr-
split it externally though.
Whereas on Nostr, you would have to like go to an endpoint or something to figure out how much to zap each publicly or something, right?
Yeah, that's like what Austin was working on, is how to negotiate that.
All right, so because it's the pleb host account, I don't need to split payments theoretically. So I can leave 30% to the PlebLab host, and then have 30. I get 15%. I'll do one to myself, I guess. OV. That is pretty damn quick, though. I could provision and create that new wallet in like 5 seconds there. That's pretty cool. So one of the other things that I find really interesting, and I'm hoping some of the more tech savvy amongst us can help us all figure this out. Both Fiat Joff and Kale BTC have been using this LNbits tool set to create the LN tips bot on Telegram. So there's a way to use these APIs in the background to create a bot on Telegram that instantly creates a Lightning address for the username when you send a message to the bot. So you send a message to the Lightning tips bot, and it uses LNbits to create a Lightning address with my username for my Telegram account that then I can receive tips to. And then and somehow also can create a paywall for content. So so if there's a note or a URL like in the Telegram group or channel, you can put it behind a paywall that they have to pay to gain access to that content. A lot of this we'll want to do the same on Nostr, so that's even maybe more exciting. But so many people are already on Telegram, like making these tools work and porting everybody over into Nostr is, I think, how we're going to get this to organically grow, just because that's where people are. All right, I got.
Apps from Nostr go to our Telegram tip.
That's actually the way I was getting I used my Telegram LN URL based on my username as my Nostr account tip, like Zap account address, so that because I get a ding on my phone from the LN tips bot that I would forward to Zeus. So somebody'd send me a Zap and it would go through my Telegram bot into Zeus on my phone, and I'd get a Telegram notice because somebody sent me a zap on Noster. Like 3 different platforms and apps, and it all flowed like between them, and none of them, like I wasn't running like my own node, except through Zeus now lets me run through there like somehow self-custodial. I don't know exactly how that works, so I don't know if I trust it, but that's part of what I'm wanting to figure out is at pleblab.com for a lightning address is what I'd like to see PlebLab able. Like I would like to have a lightning address of OV1 at pleblab.com integrated with all of the features here with LNbits would be pretty awesome. And I'll just give you OV1. It's part of why I just like it. It's short. Even I leave the 1 off. So if any of you actually know me in person, my spiritual kin just call me OV. Well, I found it interesting. I realized through the fan fiction that Upside Down world has the good guy, like the Jedi Council, or a breeding program to keep those with force powers from procreating and spreading force sensitivity amongst the whole population, so they couldn't control us anymore. It was like they weren't the good guys. Like he bowed down to a centralized council. They stole kids away from parents, like kept them from being allowed to like procreate. Like they were not. Like, it's not how what we're taught. It's like, not the script as written into the movies. So I describe myself as the decentralized older brother of OB1, was my little brother that bowed down to the council. Actually, Force Wielders is, I think, the name, right? Even more than Gray Jedi. It's like you don't judge the Force, you just wield the Force. It's not light or dark, good or bad. Okay, so I've got this pay link ready here. I've got OV1 at Legend. Go back to split payments. Nope, wrong wallet. Why is it done that? AV tip. Presenter. Presenter. I swear I opened that up in a new wallet. I do not know why this tab is not staying where I put it. Now where's the fucking users? Man, this is not working. Are you guys seeing this? Like, this is the pleb host account. I created Logan's AV Tech and put the LN URL pay in. You guys saw me just do that. Now I go into user managers and yeah. This is presenter, it's moving it. Pleb host. Why is it not? Oh, maybe I didn't do the split payments on the pleb host. Need to make it easier to read these windows. These all look the same at the top.
Does Voltage Cloud, wherever you're running that instance, give you the option to go in and view the logs maybe, and then you can maybe see?
Yeah, that's the advantage of running your own voltage instance, or even better, start 9 is you can look in the back end. Like that's part of what happens here with these things. What's that? Not so much. No, I was trying that yesterday, and if it does, then like I couldn't figure it out. Like I tried, because like I couldn't even find it. That's where I was getting these details about the these targets. So here, when I do it over here, is where these LN URL pay targets here. It's valid for every payment, LNbits wallet, any valid LN URL or lightning address. But if you do an LN URL pay or address, it has to be over 100 characters and it has to be flexible. Like this, split via lightning address, a fee reserve subtracted. So that's kind of, that 1% I was talking about is you just don't spend that. It's kind of warning you about it here.
Are there any logs visible then maybe at the LNbits layer to maybe help?
Yeah, I think it's something with the way my browser is working, actually. I don't think it's LNbits. I think it's the browser. It's been fucking with me. Let's see. There we go. Save target. Pay link, that's where I'm at.
So when we were talking about NFC 3D printed stuff, was LNbits figuring
For programming the NFC tags with LN URL, withdraw and pay, that's the way to go. As far as where I was showing you, you click on that little button, that's by far the easiest. There are, you can take any LN URL, withdraw, like there are other ways to create a withdraw and a pay invoice with LN URLs, not through LNbits. You can, using the NFC tag writer software on your phone, add that, but you have to add it as a custom URL, and you can even program it to open a specific wallet, so that whenever you program the NFC tag, it'll open up Breeze or Blue, whatever you tell it to, and then read that invoice automatically. What I was actually most excited about for like cash equivalency sort of version was the cashew token. Like I was able to put as an NFC token on a NFC chip. So they are limited to 492 bytes of data, and a normal cashew token, which is one of these extensions here. It's just to go off. It's a bit repetitive adding all these multiple. So down here, cashew. So in cashew, so you're able to create a new nut and a new mint here. We'll just have it go to, let's see. Presenter, yeah, so we'll let it go to mine. So once you create it, then it creates the automatic here is wallet.nutstash is one way to interface with it, and the other is cashew.me. And this is adding the mint here. So this actually, because it's doing legend, so this is part of the permissionless nature of this whole system and everybody in it. So this is automatically using his node as a mint to like run cashew eCash tokens through Ben Ark's node without asking him. And people started running mints and doing eCash on his server, and they built this extension to let us do it. And like he just, it's his node, so he's like, fuck that, I'll just take your sats. So like he's like emptying it. They're like, and actually what they did is I think they made it so that, like, and we'll see if it even works here. Because what I found interesting about it is I was able to create a data point of on the NFC tag that is just this URL right here that let me cash it out immediately for 210 sats. So I was able to create a 210 sat cashew token that I then programmed onto the NFC tag. It opened up this browser wallet here, asked me if I wanted to redeem the 210 sats. When I redeemed it, the NFC token no longer had a viable cashew token on it, but I was able to reprogram that 210 sats back onto it again and have it functional as cash, as a bearer instrument with zero shrinkage. Like there was no cost, didn't even take cost a sat to do it all. I was able to like cash it out, have it in a browser, put it from the browser back into another or same NFC token, and it was all like no shrinkage whatsoever, near instant. Like if we're doing it all on our own, the way I see this is enabling the equivalent of when I go to Pinball's Arcade and I'm buying an NFC card at the front that I then use to buy food and drink and swag at the store and play all their games. And then whenever I leave the business, I cash it out because it's only good there. And they're keeping track of it. It's a ledger on their database. But the difference is we can cash it out ourselves. We don't need to talk to them at the front desk. We can load it ourselves. I don't need to go to their machine and put in a $20 bill to get $20 of credit on their NFC tag. One of the things that I'm recognizing from law applies to data and hardware is that he who creates it controls it. So it's like if you create the software, like if you write the bot, then it's not your bot if you didn't write it. That's why right now the Lightning Tips bot, Calais BTC, is running, and it's his bot. We can use it, but we want to program our own. Legends is Ben Ark's version. He created it, he controls it. So it's like we want to control it. We need to create our own instance. And I view custody of hardware and data very much like children. Like they're not your kids if you don't have like custodial rights to them. Like just ask any non-custodial parent how much they feel like a parent. Like it's very much the same. We're outsourcing to governments and Facebook and Coinbase this responsibility over our energetic offspring. Yeah,
That's what this is all really about.
yeah. So I can test out right now if you want.
That's the point of the conversation.
Yeah. So at this point, I can test out real quick. I've got enough. We don't need to set up 6 of these split payments. I can see if the split payments are going to 2 or 3 wallets and see if that's working with a multi-payment. And then I can try to load up a few of these cashew tokens right now and see. I probably have an NFC tag. I could probably even test that out if we wanted. So I'll go ahead and do that. We're right at about an hour now, so we'll probably call it after this. So I'll just see if the split payments are working and find that address. Okay, let me add, let's see. So this is the presenter wallet. Let's see, I wanted to go back. It keeps doing that to me. Shouldn't be the fucking presenter wallet. Why is it in the presenter wallet? Why are they all mine? I can't even find that admin account. That's annoying. That's not it. That's the same one. I guess this will do. But that's the same. Why does that keep moving me back to presenter? I should have 3 different wallets up here. All right, well, it saved them. I bet it's not going to work anyway. Any of you are welcome to pay that. I'll pay it here in a minute. Figure out which wallet. Let's see, what's the quickest? 100 sats. Here, I like Breeze. I got it. Now, why the hell did that show up? Oh, because the others went to, yeah. So it did split it as it was supposed to. Let's see if I can find that. Did I? Yeah.
Explain that split again, what happened?
What's that? Oh, so I sent 100 sats and it split 15% to the AV wallet and then 15% to me as the presenter. But the main wallet was also the same as the presenter wallet. So I got the presenter and the host account. So that's why. And instead of 15, the 2 sats were like the routing fees that it held to allow for that. So the split payments were working at least today. Like, I don't know, like yesterday it worked like pretty well. I found if I opened up the main account window and then all my sub accounts were new tabs, I was able to just move from tab to tab to keep track of. So I was anticipating trying to do this for 21 accounts yesterday. It's like it'd probably take like 2 or 3 hours to create like a cashew token in a wallet for 21 accounts. That's part of why nobody's doing it yet, because it's so tedious and like it's basically like using a shovel instead of a heavy equipment. There's no comparison. Give it time, a few years down the line. That's why we're playing with this now. We're figuring it out. And by doing this and breaking it and finding out where it's not working, it's like then the people building these tools will know what we need. So
Are there any logs in that split payments plugin so that you can kind of debug and see what happened?
there should
You
be,
guys explained it well, but I'm just curious.
yeah. I'm having trouble getting back to that main account. Let's see. Yeah, here it is.
I guess, like, how would you confirm that?
Yeah, this right here, are you seeing this is like how it actually confirmed how the 100 sats came in, and then it split 13 to me and to Logan, the sub account.
Why is this, that's significant underpayment?
That's because it's,
It's so low.
it's because it's, yeah.
You
y-
show us, it's like,
um,
I'm curious.
Yeah, yeah,
What where the extra stats go.
yeah, I'm sure it's let's try 1,000. It's like,
Already throwing around generational wealth.
well, it's like, I was,
I don't think that.
no, that's 70 cents, dude. Like, I can't even buy a candy bar for 70 cents. Or I'll just buy more, I'll just buy more sats. I'll just buy more sats when it's time.
Yeah, right. It's almost $1.
And what I'll do is I'll just, like, before anybody else can touch, I'll pull it back out. So there, 939. That's,
So 1,000 sets came in, it's probably still floating up the
yeah.
split. Yeah, it takes like a minute for it to process this job.
This one just seems an old version. Yeah, there they go.
So it's like, it's a flat rate
Of 2 sats, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So that makes sense, if it's a larger amount.
Yeah. Yeah, and here, I'll just pull this out before anybody else.
It's a 1%. It's a 1%.
See if anybody beats me to it. What, did I just pay more? I just sent myself more. Oops. Yeah, that's to pay.
As far as they don't do 0 set invoices. That's a useful feature.
Let's see, now I can use some of this for, now I have some in here while I have the cashews, so I've got a mint. So, URL, copy, LNbits. So I have those sets there now. How can I put them into a mint? Has anybody else messed with this cashew? I only did it once. No? Yeah. Okay, so this should be connected. Let's see.
Actually, yes, yeah, we did that. We did a whole UP revenue. It does.
I stay away from cash stuff. So is it like not craft Bitcoin? It's not Bitcoin. It's not Bitcoin at all. It's like, okay, but that might be some protection.
All right, so that worked. So I just loaded of those sats. I just created a cashew wallet. Send eCash.
I don't know how that works yet. They might have pulled some law. I don't know. There's definitely live, like, it's live feeds. If you're smart.
Copy the link.
You're gonna pull.
Okay, so where the fucking go?
Right, but it's not, the point is not to do that. The point is to really leave the money there.
Okay, so I just created, so with those sats I sent to the LN URL, I'm gonna disconnect it here because I'm gonna do it on my phone. I just created a 150 sat cashew token that's now empty here. So I created an invoice, sent 150 sats to it. It was in here until I created the eCash. And then when I created that, it's gone from here. It's now only in this data set that I just now copied and can paste in any message I send anybody. If I was to send it as a Twitter message, whoever received it, anybody that just read that on screen could actually steal that 150 sats before we get to it. So What I can,
The spaces could be rugging us right now.
yeah. So there's 150 sats in that cashew token. It's all it takes to redeem it. And anybody with any of these cashew wallets can redeem it.
When you redeem out to Lightning, those stats are coming from cashew.
They're coming from this cashew instance connected to LNbits. So this 150 sats are on Ben Ark's node, is where they're sitting right now. It's and he doesn't like this. So it's so I'm gonna try to actually I'm gonna try to copy this on. Anybody have Android phone? Okay. So I'm gonna program this cashew token if it'll fit onto an NFC tag, and we'll see if when you tap it, if it works. Because it should just pull up like this Cashew Me wallet and ask you to redeem it, and then from there you can send it to any Lightning wallet yourself.
So so the person receiving doesn't have to have anything down, it just needs a Lightning wallet. They don't have
Don't.
to have any of the mint stuff.
They don't even have to have that. The internet access and a browser. And no installation. They can send those Lightning sats around as cashew tokens without ever installing a Lightning wallet. And if they want to, they can redeem them themselves as Lightning. That's part of what's like the user experience for the no coiners is much more like what they're accustomed to. Like all of us are accustomed to. It's like tap and pay. It's like approve this amount. So let me see if I can figure this out real quick.
So not to keep milking the Star Wars references, but like, is this, you said, like, you know, they have their credits, and they have the chips they're tossing around all the time. Do you see that like these NFC or some similar tokens are used as physical bearer? I mean, I know there's tap signers and open dimes, but
I foresee wallets and invoices everywhere, and wearable and bearable. I foresee like NFC tags and like the internet of Bitcoin becoming like baseball caps, wristbands, T-shirts, like cards, NFC dollar, like keychains.
see thing on it.
Yeah, it's like I've got I put an NFC sticker on my hard wallet with it's a money clip, so it's like all three that I've 3D printed a free version
You
of.
got a code card with a Minecraft on it?
Well, it's an LN URL withdraw invoice, so I programmed it to receive sats on the sticker. So I've got a little like credit card thing with a money clip, and then this sticker right here is an NFC tag with an LN URL. So anybody, but if I had my own version of LNbits running, it would be connected to this sticker, and anybody wants to send me sats, just tap and pay to my wallet. So what I'm doing right now is one of my data transfer techniques that works to sync between devices with like I'm taking in my Telegram note to myself, I put that cashew token there. Now I'm opening it in this note to myself on my phone, and I can copy it and not even have to send it. It's just a draft. So it's like I have a draft of a note to myself that's like 150 sats that I can copy it on any of my devices now. Because my computer doesn't have an NFC reader programmer. If I had that, I could just do this directly, but only my phone does. So, what's that? Some, not many, come with it built in. Usually it's an add-on. You pay like 40 to 100 bucks for, depending, depending on how many other features you want it to have. So, what I don't know is, let's see, copy, paste. So one of the things I had to do, these tokens get to be large in data, especially because of the way they're doing it right now, with figuring out like amounts. For some reason, they say that if it's an order, like if it's a derivative of 64, for some reason, like 1024 is real, like that doesn't take up as much data as 1,000, like sats, for some reason, just because of how the data encryption works. And how that impacts us is what can fit on an NFC tag. So it's just a long URL, so we can use a URL forwarder or like Bitly, one of those shorteners. But then it's cache and you're exposing it to their data. So you have to, unless you do that yourself, and even if you do it yourself, then you end up with an extra copy there. So like we're figuring it out. It's still early. So let's see.
Is this something that could be like, because I know that it's all NFC,
For
right?
them, or
It
is
has
it
an
just buying a
NFC
product?
thing on it, yeah.
So is this something that can be plugged in with that as well?
I don't know, car?
Yeah, what's cool, which I'd like to try with those, is that's actually an emulator. It's not just.
Where's the, flipper?
It should be in the back, in that little box. Or it's on my desk.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I just picked one up.
liability, yeah.
I've been wanting to try that.
Have you broken in anywhere with it?
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Okay, great. I'll definitely be here. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he's ready to go get it on. That's a whole nother.
Let's hold off on showing that.
Okay, I don't even know where it is.
There it is. So I'm just going into Tag Writer and I'm going to write a custom URL as a data set in Tag Writer. And then I'm going to put that link. I don't, I have to do it on the phone, so that's why I'm telling you. And this phone, let's see. Oh, maybe I can't. Let's see. I think I have Tag Writer. Oh. I'll go ahead and show this. Let's see.
Airlines might as well be. Probably. Oh, it parsed it.
Hey, I'm Logan. I'm trying to cast. Will it just show up? Or do you need to change the input?
But what's, I don't know how they're using English.
Yeah, it says I'm connected.
That's funny.
It's Plug TV, I think. Can you find it? Yeah, inputs. Yeah, it worked an hour ago. Yeah, it's not AirPlay.
It's just, it should be on the same Wi-Fi network.
Yeah, because you're trying to.
You gotta be on the same Wi-Fi network.
Yeah, we were, it worked. Just like on this phone, it says here I'm connected to Plug TV through the Wi-Fi.
The same Wi-Fi network? I know, but is the TV on the same Wi-Fi network?
I don't know. It was when we started. Kinda.
Yeah, so people can see when this issue or whatever,
Yeah, I don't really have. Where is it?